In progress.
Welcome to yet another edition of POS podcast where we bring up pieces of shit. We also do other things too, but it's just a me and Bobby episode. If you're probably noticing some new pew, 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 craziness, and people with on weed or ADHD are probably enjoying this a lot. But Bobby, how are you?
I'm good, other than technology sucking a dick.
Can't wait for that.
No, I mean, they have it, like the literal version, but just everything in my life, from the time I wake up until I go to bed, just doesn't work.
I mean, they have, but not for the poor folks like us. I can't just buy a robot that sucks dick. I still got to use a vacuum cleaner like regular people. I don't have that kind of money yet.
I mean, you may not be able to buy what you consider a robot, but you could buy, like, a girl whose uncle molested her into being a robot, and that's all she does. You know, pretty cheap.
I don't think I can afford that. I'll be a human?
Yeah, I mean, not every night, but, like, once in a blue moon, treat yourself.
Oh, you said buy. You mean rent? I can rent to own. I can't own.
You can get one of those situations, like, what are those places?
Like
Aaron's.
Rent
Or, no, Rent-A-Center. Where you, like, rent to own it then? Or Aaron's, you, like, pay triple the price, but eventually it becomes yours?
Rent a sitter. It's just a babysitter. It's been abused so much. That's nice. I like it.
That's some dude's fantasy. And we should probably make that a website, Rent-A-Sitter.
Oh, I didn't. I think I just had a twitch. I didn't even raise my hand. You said some dude's fantasy. That's not me at all. But
Oh, God.
besides technology being bad, you doing good. I got to see you this weekend. We don't usually get to see each other. That was great.
Yeah, that was awesome. It was you and regular guest Dave Hintz was there as well.
Irregular human, but regular guest.
I was sorry. I stuttered through that sentence because I was just thinking about the fact that your kids are way too old for a sitter. And them just being like, Dad, this is ridiculous. And you're like, this isn't for you. It's for me. Shut the fuck up.
Not only are they too old for a sitter, babysitters are probably younger than them for the most part.
Yeah, they're like even out of that range. Good point.
Yeah, but probably, okay, how old, being realistic, look, get out of the world of like joking porn. How old do you think the average babysitter is?
14.
All right, then my youngest is 3 years
Like,
older than that.
If you rule out nannies.
No, I'm talking straight
Then
babysitter, somebody you're going to go to the movies and dinner with your wife, and you're having someone stay, watch the kids from 7 to 10 or 7 to 11 on a weekend. You know, with a 14-year-old? I think it's something 60. I think you want them to be able to drive in case there's a death.
Yeah, 14 to 16 then. Yeah, somewhere in that range. Maybe 18. So like
14 if they live close so they can call their mom or parent to help them out. But
like
16
a family
if
friend type
live
situation.
Close.
Yeah.
I knew 16-year-old girls in high school, like they had a fucking racket. Like they were like, you know, Fridays I watched the McGillicuddies, Saturdays I watched so and so, Sundays I do this after school. Like they were raking in a couple $100 every week, fucking running shit.
What do those girls go on to do though? Then do they just become stay-at-home moms? You think?
No, one of them is a very prominent dentist and runs her own company, and she's the head of it, and she has like several people under her, and I think 2 offices.
I was curious if it led you into being like, oh my God, this is how I want to spend my life, or oh my God, I want to do something completely opposite.
Well, I would think that if you're someone that was a babysitter, you would believe in the paying it forward of now I'm an adult now where I can go out and I trust into also helping a young girl or boy, whatever, make money and do this, whatever, because you trusted in it, because you also know what you did behind the scenes. Where like not
you
even,
know what you
into,
did
like,
behind
the joking
those
of, like,
scenes.
Making out, even like the stupid, you know, sometimes you'd steal some extra cookies or, you know, watch the channel on when they go to sleep that you're not supposed to watch. Some little shit like that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I like the idea of like, yeah, you know what you did. Come here, let me help you out.
Right. Like I'm sure we all know. Thank God I'm not this person, whatever. But we all know like that parent who's like, you know what the kids are doing nowadays. Because these are listing off horrific. You shouldn't have had a kid.
Yeah, right?
Because I was doing meth at 14. Like, what?
Jesus.
meth. I don't even know. Obviously, meth was a thing, but I never heard the word meth. I mean, I'm old. When I was a kid, I didn't hear meth.
No. The issue, all right, this is a rabbit hole, but like the issue is they focused on entirely the wrong things. Like the whole war on drugs was done to make drugs profitable.
No, I know that.
So
but
they
even at
focused
that time,
on like.
we never heard about meth.
But I'm saying
We
like
just heard about crack.
they focused on crack, they focused on cocaine, they didn't focus on the amphetamines. And like really, if they had cracked down on crack and just kept it at cocaine, you're just gonna overdose and die. Meth is where you run into real issues, I think.
I saw a meme that made me feel old because they now took something from when I was a kid and made fun of it now with modern things. It was like a pan with a fried egg in it. It's like in the 80s, this was your brain on drugs. Nowadays, you can afford drugs before you can afford the egg. Eggs are so expensive.
That's pretty good.
I had eggs today, and I felt like a rich man. I'm like, I'm eating eggs like a king.
I mean, congratulations. I'm happy for your gain. I just don't know who's like, God, I need a fucking egg right now.
Not every day, but at least once a week. I love scrambled egg with cheese, some bacon, and maybe some sausage. I like to have that. And I'll probably have my one meal today. I'll go to the gym. I'll come back. I just enjoy that, watching the show, like a late morning, big old breakfast.
I feel like I go one of two routes for breakfast. Now, this isn't including breakfast for dinner, in which case I'll go like, French toast, sausage, eggs, the whole shebang. But I either do cereal if I feel like, shitting the rest of the day, or I do donuts.
Believe me, if I could do donuts every day, I would. Donuts is probably a treat once every 2 weeks or something like that, or anything like that. I don't really eat early morning. That's not me. I drink a bunch of coffee and stuff. But definitely I will have a breakfast, but that will usually be like late morning, early afternoon. And it will either be fruit. I'm a big like honeydew or cantaloupe dude. I like that. Like get one of those from like a grocery store.
That is a good third option. I do honeydew. So
I do
often.
like the honeydew's the money melon, as they said on The Simpsons one time. Like, it's one of the ones I like to go to. Sometimes I'll get one with blended, all the different things in it. You know what I mean? All different fruits. I like to do the fruits. Or once in a while, when I'm treating myself too, I will do the bacon, egg, and cheese, but I'll make it myself. I'll get the Pillsbury biscuits, and I'll scramble the eggs and get the bacon and make it myself at home. I like to do that. I don't really like to go out for that stuff. But I think my diet recently, I'm probably eating at minimum 4 steaks a week.
That's not bad.
But the other one day, I think it was Thursday, I had one for breakfast, one for lunch, and one for dinner.
That's why your blood pressure is so high.
It's actually lower than I've been keeping track. I've got the thing at home, and I've been keeping track. Everything's been going really well. Everything with me is going so good recently that you know me for a while, and I've talked about this on the podcast and on radio shows and everything. About 20-something years ago, I got in a horrific car accident, broke my heel, and because of that, to this day, I still have arthritis in my foot, and I had trouble walking, and I limp. And you saw me the other day. You notice me limping?
I didn't want to say anything, but you seem less limpy than before.
Sometime around like October, November, that's what I think about it now. I just stopped having pain after 20 years. My foot doesn't swell. I'm not hurt when I walk or go for runs or do whatever. It just, after 20 years, it doesn't hurt.
That's weird because after 9 or 10 dabs, I don't feel pain anymore. That's why I do them. No, that's awesome, dude. Congratulations. I'm sure
9 or 10 dabs. That's a lot of dabs, right?
Yeah, sometimes you got demons to kill, though.
I get
and
that.
Then sometimes you got other demons, like literal demons to kill. And you're like, do we do it like the Winchesters or do we do it like Constantine?
You like demon stuff?
No. Okay, hang on. Let me rephrase. Yes.
Movies I'm talking about.
No.
TV shows, not Satan.
Okay. I like people fighting, like actively fighting them. I do not like horror movies based around demons.
I don't like horror movies either based on demons, but I found a TV show on Netflix that I like that's doing like you know how they do like once in a while they'll talk about a collection of short story like they turn into films. Like there was the Ballad of Buster or whatever, and that was really good. I can't ever say it right. Guillermo del Toro.
Yes, sir.
He has one called Cabinet of Curiosities, and it's like I'm not one to watch that stuff like that. I'm telling anyone out there, it's like each one's like an hour long at the most, like 50 minutes. But it's like these really, you don't really know the story, but they're like old either folklore or somebody wrote the shorts. The actors are great in it. I'm not. It's yeah. Some of it's like a little bit gory or like evil and fucks you up and scares you, but like it's done well enough where I was able to enjoy it. But the best part of it, you know how like in Twilight Zone and shit like that, the guy would come out and go, you know, this story is about a man who didn't do that shit, and then they would go to the movie. Like, shut up, guy in between. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro does this in this. Now, I've never seen him before, but he looks like a super fat Latino Colonel Sanders. Dude, and he comes out and he's like, you know, this story is about. And dude, he's the worst actor ever. I mean,
he's a director. Yeah, he's not an actor.
It is about a rat, and the rats take over the cemetery, and he was amazing. It is directed by so and so. This is the story. Like I'm obsessed with that part so much. I've watched that part. I would rewind it, watch it 8 times. So watching him not. His eyes are all googly. He doesn't know where the camera. It's like Latino Burl Ives, but in like the claymation form. And he's like silver and gold, silver and gold. He's just walking out like that, and he's like, yes. And then it's a great fucking story. I watched like 4 of them. They're fantastic. But watching him is amazing.
What's it called again?
It's called the Guillermo del Toro's. Whatever you say his name, Cabinet of Curiosity.
Curiosity killed the cat, but demons brought it back.
I haven't seen a cat die yet, but a lot of things die.
Yeah, so for me, horror, I like the ability to fight back. Like Friday the 13th. Yeah, I'm gonna die, but I'm gonna go out like a gangster. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be the one who, like in Manhattan 4, tries to box Jason.
Right. But this, and it's not a spoiler to say this, all the stories that appreciate haven't really seen this often. All the main characters are not the good guy. So, like, you're watching it as the horrible thing is happening to them, but for a reason. Like, there could be spirits or demons or things that playing in play, but they're pieces of shit that have angered these things to make it happen.
Oh, dude, do I have a movie for you then?
So,
I think it's called Law Abiding Citizen.
I don't know that.
You don't know this
Is that
one?
with Tom Hanks? No.
No. I forget the actor in it. It's just basically a guy's wife gets killed. His family gets killed in a robbery.
Okay.
And they let him, like, they cut a deal behind the scenes. The prosecutor and the defense attorneys cut a deal, so he gets a win, but the guys get out in, like,
I know I've heard of this. Maybe I've seen
8 months. So what this dude does, right, is he basically enacts a plan. And
oh, I do know this. I saw the thing. It's got Gerard Butler and Jamie Foxx. Yeah. It's a great movie. Yeah, I have seen it. I just couldn't put the name.
But it's the same idea. He's torturing people who deserve it.
Yes.
Kind of like Dexter.
But this one, no one's torturing them. It's just the story where they're the lead person with like, no endearing qualities and there is no hero.
Hola.
You know what I mean? Like,
Hola.
no one saves anyone at the end.
Hola, me llamo es Dexter. Mi padre trained me to use the sickness from within.
Dextero.
God, somebody put a Spanish accent on a word, and it almost made me piss my pants when we were together on Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I remember. Well, to be fair, I asked. Well, there's a couple of things, but one of them I asked if it was real.
Yeah, that was the one I was referring to. Yep.
Yeah.
I remember that distinctly because we both thought it was so good.
Because like I'm like, it could be. He's like, no, that's just the word for it. In everything. We had fun. Not only was Dave there, but former guests of the show, separately and together from Diablo Radio, Pedro and Jesse.
You know what, Pat? Let me just do this real quick. Let's do our fuck yeah, fuck no.
Pew, 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 pew. I think there should be a thing.
It's gonna be there soon. I'm working on it.
That's gonna scare the shit out of me.
I can't wait. But that, yeah.
Fuck no.
I think it's fuck this, right? Fuck yeah, fuck this.
We keep changing what it is. I think it's fuck yeah, fuck this.
I agree. Because my fuck yeah was my whole weekend. So
if we ever get monetized, I'll have to be like F yeah, F it. Or for now.
F her in the ass, even though she doesn't like it. Yeah.
F her in the ass, hooray, or F her in the ass, oops, I slipped. That's
F her in the ass, and she says wrong hole, and you go, no, right hole. No.
Well, then build another hole.
Jesus Christ. All right.
What are you, a bowling ball?
But my fuck yeah was the end of was this weekend and Sunday where we did some Bobby's World stuff. You, me, and Diablo Radio and Dave Hens got together and shot some fun sketches. Hopefully they come together soon. So that was kind of like the wrap up of a great weekend for me.
One picture behind me from the weekend. Just leave it the way it is, but
I almost didn't even notice at first.
Yeah, I know. I figured you didn't say it. Just like,
I was gonna wait for the reveal.
Oh, I'm not gonna say anything. That's just 1,000. That doesn't tell you even part of what was going on there. But what the greatest discovery of being a compound isn't like, all the great people have been there, or the equipment, or all that stuff. The amount of costumes that was insane. Like,
a lot of that.
Like just children, the five of us just putting on outfits. We would do it, and then you'd be like, "Hey, in this scene, you're gonna play this." Like, oh, I was already wearing.
Yeah. All right. I guess you're a guy who wears that. Who does this? But no, it was a lot of fun.
So much fun.
And then my weekend started Friday. I drove back to PA. I did not see my parents. They had a bit of a COVID outbreak, and the plan was I had a show Friday and a show Saturday in PA, and the show Saturday was like an hour from my house tops, so I was gonna crash Friday. But my brother sent me a text, God love him, and was like, "Hey, I just left home, and it's like a triage unit. Like you will be in a hazmat suit. You do not want to put up with that." So I drove all the way to Pottsville.
How far of a drive is that?
That's 2.5.
Right.
Now, it's a theater, is what it was called. It was the Heavenly Theater. So I was like, oh, this is cool. No, the Majestic Theater. Majestic, my bad.
Oh, Majestic.
So we ended up at the Majestic Theater. And you hear theater, and like I know it's not, Gramercy, but Earl does some theaters that fit like 20 people sometimes.
Oh, so, I did a galactic theater that held 54.
Yeah, exactly. So you never know what you're going to get. But we get there, and it holds probably 300 to 400 people.
Oh.
And It is sold out.
That's freaking great.
And I don't know if he did this on purpose, but Earl took a picture when I was on stage and shared it and was like, sold out show at the theater.
Picture, that looked dope.
Headline or opener on now, headline, I'm up next or something, but that was cool. And then I drove home, drove to Yonkers, then drove back the next day to Millersburg, not to be confused with Millersville, to Allegiant. And the whole way there, I'm like, fuck this. Legions don't let you wear your caps inside. There goes my big joke. Also, my hair is shitty. So I'm not looking for it. We get there. It's a haul. Another sold out show. Probably 200 people packed in.
Nice.
Just another great night,
That's great. And every show went well for you?
Definitely. I mean, the theater was probably one of the better shows I've had this year just because it was so sold and they were into it. And then the fire hall was good. I had to work to get them. And I had to set up the show and everything, even though he has a manager. And, that's fine. I'm happy to do it. Whatever. I'm just happy to be there. But if I'm going to do that, I just need 5 minutes before I go on stage. So I have a joke to get the room on my side. You know what I mean? Like, something about that town I'm trying to work on, but I want to make sure I get the wording right. And people just wanted to talk the whole time. Like, the sound guy and the manager. And then the management wasn't done, and the sound wasn't right. And it was like, all right, I'm happy to talk, but let's just nail everything first. But once that was under control, we got him. And then I was kind of happy because Normally what happens is I do well. The guy who follows me and plays the guitar has a rough time when he's doing his stand-up, but then brings out the guitar and murders. And it's hard to beat a guitar act. They did not like any of the songs he played. They did not like Bob Dylan. They did not like his improv song, and they hated.
He played actual Bob Dylan?
No. He does a bit with it.
Oh. What's the bit? He just does the voice, mumbles?
I mean, he goes, I like doing Bob Dylan impressions because you can forget the words.
That's a lot of people do that thing.
It's good. Yeah, he's good. And then he closes with "Walking Through the Flowers with You." That guy, Tiny Tim.
Tiny Tim is a comedic singer. He's stealing his bit.
Well, he does an incredible spot-on impression.
Okay.
And he looks like him. Like it's 100%. He's like,
nobody wants Tiny Tim looks.
And I guess Tiny Tim used to do a big Central PA tour to all these like small towns, and they love him. This town, I guess maybe he molested a chick or something, because boy, the minute he started, they were like, oh my God. And normally it kills. So I was just kind of like, for once, the guitar, there's the Achilles heel of the guitar.
He did do, I don't remember. There was something that Tiny Tim got in trouble with. I don't know if it was with a young girl or what it was. There was something up at one point. I think that's why he was doing Howard Stern a lot, because like he was just like more of a freak at that point, not like a famous guy anymore. There was something that if he did it nowadays, he would have been canceled. Back then, they're just like, oh, he's weird. You know, that kind of shit.
Imagine that a guy named Tiny Tim did something weird. What was your fuck yeah, Pat?
I have two. One is selfish and one is selfless, if you will. So you choose. You want selfish or selfless?
I want to hear selfish first, and then follow it up with how you're a good person and selfless.
Well, I'm not a good person because of that. I'm just going to shout out someone that's not me. But like, first one is selfishly. Man, am I excited about how my album's going to turn out? And I'm sure people are probably talking about it, but fucking Jesus Christ. Any shows I've had in the last couple of days, now I got the artwork done for the cover and the titles ready and all that. But like anywhere I'm doing this material, the show I put on myself once a month, I hosted it and on purpose just randomly took bits, except for the ones that need to be next to each other because it makes sense, just to see if these bits that I've done stand on their own. And everything was it. So even ones I thought were kind of like the weaker one.
So you guys remember when I was first out here saying how I fucked trannies, right? All right, that's going to be important for this. Just keep that in your mind. You can't do that.
Let's not forget, but that sometimes I don't care what the undercarriage is. Just keep that in mind. That's where we're going.
And that exact wording is important.
Yeah. Remember the word undercarriage. It's going to cross over the car wash. Balls. I wish I had them. That's going to be the next album.
Undercarriage and balls, baby.
I got this new one. But that's the other thing, too. I've been hitting open mics for the last couple of weeks, working on new things for after the album, then doing the album stuff at shows. So it's been like fun back and forth because like I'm in two different modes and I'm still creating some things that I'm excited about afterwards, but not putting them out on the show stuff yet. It's still having fun because I'm pretty proud of this. Like literally I've talked about it, but like, I started this material July. And I'm going to record it in February, and it's an hour, and it's all hitting, and I'm feeling great about it. Now, I'm sure I've watched things like that. Like the other day, I just watched a thing where it's like, someone's like, Whitney Cummings had the worst album of all times, even worse than Brendan Schaub's Bring No Poppy, if that's possible. And then they showed her on Rogan going, this is my greatest material yet. It's every joke hits. Everyone, if you don't like it, that's on you because everyone else loves it. I'm like, watch this clip get pulled back on me before. That's how I'm feeling right now. I've done 3 albums. I'm very proud of the first one. The second one, I think I logged stuff, and I think I should have taken a little more time when I did it. Since then, I've been doing some of those jokes for years or later, found new tags and different things. The first time I didn't do that. This one just feels like I would never want to fuck with the shit again. Everything is just exactly how I want.
That's beautiful.
It feels really good. And with everything, they're just excited about the show and all that stuff. And with now getting the opportunities I have to be on, I'm on Taz and AJ basically weekly now, not every day, but at least once a week, maybe more than that. And for local wise, I'll have more ways to push and promote to make sure that places got filled up, whatever shows I've been doing. I'm even like being the cheap or when I'm done. I'm like, if you like that, I'm recording it and so play it. Because they're my shows I'm putting on, so I can promote it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like I'm at a different club sometimes. When I'm at a different club, I don't promote another place. But when I'm promoting it, when I promote a show, I'm allowed to say, "Come see me somewhere else."
Of course you are. Yeah.
So, but people are even like, "Oh shit, we're gonna go." The other day, I saw people sharing my flyer for it, saying, "Dude, other people that live in that area, you gotta go see this guy." I'm like, "This is fucking cool." So yes, I'm very happy. Fuck yeah about all that. My second fuck yeah is, like I said, was listening to Joe Rogan. It's cool. Like they had Shane and
Matt
what you call it,
McCusker.
Matt Ron. And then we talked about this a little bit when we were hanging out over the weekend, but I listened to the full thing today. Former guest of the show, Lemaire Lee, got shouted up fucking twice. But once by Shane, obviously, because they're friends and he opens for him and everything. But even Rogan talked about him. Like, and that had to be, for someone like Lemaire, the coolest. For like, they were talking about wrestling, and he's like, our buddy Lemaire, he was upset when he heard about the Saudi Arabian might be buying whatever. And Rogan just goes, yeah, him and Tony Hinchcliffe were talking in the green room about it forever. They were pissed. So he was like, yeah, they both love it. Like, and then he said it again about like, and Shane was trying to make jokes saying like, oh, our artistic friend, Lemaire, and he's like, oh, dude, he's funny. Like, having Rogan just say your name like you're just like one of the guys with Rogan, that's awesome. And yes, is it selfish in a way? Because I'm excited. Not that I'm friends with Lemaire, you are more than I am, but like, you're not. I mean, you got him on the show. I did, so you even knew Lemaire. I did. The fact that he was on this show and he was on there, it's pretty fun.
It's pretty awesome. And I know you don't know him as well, but Lemaire's one of the guys who deserves it. You know what I mean? He's the nicest guy in the room. He's always trying to help people out. He's just truly a selfless person in comedy, and it's awesome to see. I heard that and was really happy for him.
Yeah, so that's my two fuck yes.
Hell yeah. What's your fuck this?
Maybe we should call it hell yeah. That's probably better.
No, I like to be able to respond that.
Maybe hell yeah, fuck this.
All right, I'm on board with that. What's your fuck this?
Maybe not. You're right though. Hell yeah, it's at least if I said that and you're like fuck yeah, that's a little intense for the reaction to it. So you're probably better with the hell yeah as your response. You're right. Dude, the finger thing is just my favorite because it reminds me of the kids in the hall when he would do the peach. I
don't know how to fix my zoom though. I was trying to zoom in more and it made.
You're just trying to show some sexy
room.
leg where you're sitting. You're like,
it's my knee.
You want some gams, bitch? You want some of this?
What's your fuck this?
My fuck this actually is something I just found out about right before we started, and I know I don't want to bore you with wrestling stuff, but if you're familiar at all with Ring of Honor Wrestling, it's been around for 20 years. It was the number one independent wrestling. A lot of the biggest stars of wrestling started off there, went there, like guys like Daniel Bryan, who became Bryan Danielson, now named Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, Samoa Joe, now Seth Rollins, but he was a different name. All these guys were part of Ring of Honor forever, but a mainstay from the first day they started 20 years ago till one of them died today. The Briscoes were the 13-time tag team champs. When his brother Mark got hurt for a year and couldn't wrestle, he went singles, and they put him as the heavyweight champion for 2 different times. The guy was amazing. They wrestled the Hardys. They wrestled the Young Bucks. You name people that just had the greatest matches ever with the FTR. People talk about they would have these crazy death matches, dog collar matches, insane people also could really wrestle. They were just incredible personalities. The guy's 38 years old, died in a car accident today. And as a guy, as a wrestling fan, I'm also a guy chasing a dream and making it to a certain level and never getting to that next level. And I'm 10 years older than that guy. Fucking, it hurts you a little bit. You know what I mean? So fuck this, that someone like that died but doing what he loved. He was literally on a podcast the other day, about a month ago, that I heard with the Busted Open podcast that's on Sirius XM, whatever. And they were talking to him about the matches he has had with FTR, which is a big tag, one of the number one tag teams in the world. And they were saying, Jay even said, he goes, this was the greatest match I've ever done. I talk about other things in my life, but this might be the greatest series of matches we ever did. So it's kind of cool. In his mind, he was on top of the world. Not that you ever want to die, but at least he didn't die with like and I haven't done the things I wanted to do. You know what I mean? I don't know how that gives me any clearing. I don't really know the people or whatever, but like, it
Yeah,
sucked.
it seems like a pretty honorable way to go out.
Yeah, Ring of Honorable. There you go.
He went down in a ring of honor.
Yes, that's my fuck this. So go ahead.
I'm sorry for your loss, man.
Not my loss. But whatever. It's like when people online are like, "Oh, I can't believe that Bob Saget died." Like, yeah, he was funny on TV, but I didn't know Bob Saget. But he didn't hit. I didn't give a shit about the shows he watched. I mean, I know people that knew him and stuff like that, but this was a person that I watched when I was home and not doing shit, and I was like something I got into, and it kind of stinks. The only other wrestling guy like that before that I gave a shit about when they died was Roddy Piper, because I grew up. That was the fucking guy that everyone booed, and I liked him talking shit. I kind of thought it was cool back then, but nobody was a bad guy that got cheered. And I'm like, this guy's fucking
he made
cool.
being bad cool.
Shit. Yeah.
I get that, man. My fuck this is Seneca. Are you familiar with Seneca?
I knew a kid named Seneca.
So, for some reason, like 6 people around me have brought up Stoicism lately. So
I don't even know what that is.
It's a philosophy, like control what you can control.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of go the same way, but with saying of only worry about what you can control.
Yeah,
So
I get that. Yeah, it's the same kind of thing. But Seneca did this whole thing about anger. And boy, do I just disagree with every single one of his tenements. Like the first one's like anger isn't productive. It's like, yeah, it can be productive.
No, it's not. Yeah, I agree. So we disagree on that, but I learned later in life that it's not productive in any way.
But maybe I'm skipping a step, but I think like if you figure out what's making you angry and change it, right? Like if it inspires change. Did we talk about the old ladies on this in the parking authority? So there's a woman, I think it was somewhere like in California, got a parking ticket, right? And it really bothered her because there isn't enough parking, so she had to park there to be able to do whatever. And she got a ticket. She tried to fight it, and they were like, too bad, those are the rules. You know, if the meter's expired, you get a ticket. Well, this woman and her sister were retired. So you know what they did? They would walk around all day getting their exercise in front of the meter maids. In any meter they were going to write a ticket on, they'd put a coin in. People heard about their efforts. They started a fundraiser. They bought a meter maid car so they could outrace the meter maids. And eventually, the program went bankrupt, and they no longer give tickets for parking in her city. Like, you know what I mean? So I think if you use the anger in the right way, it could be very productive.
That wasn't anger that did that. It was the fact that they might have been angry about the beginning situation, but then they had clear minds to find a way to get around it. True anger making a thing happen is like someone just punching a hole through a wall because they're mad, they think that's going to solve something, and then it just causes 2 problems. Like the anger, if they were angry at the situation, but then they had the resolve to think, how do we get around this and make it, so it does work out and stops them from doing that. They didn't go there and bash the people or use violence or scream at them. They just fucking fucked with them, but in a smart way, didn't get them arrested and actually stopped them from doing a thing. So the anger could have clouded them and made it terrible, but the anger getting away from realizing the anger and then being smart about it is what got them over,
Yeah. I guess we're kind of saying the same thing.
Right, but
I think of anger like a nuclear...
But when someone just goes straight anger and doesn't do anything, they just scream out loud like, and then they don't think, it's the one that takes the breath. I'm very upset with what you did. This is the way we're going to resolve it. That's now anger not being the reason to solve the problem. The anger fueled it, but then reason was able to come involved because they were able to think.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I think of anger like a nuclear bomb, right?
Okay.
A bomb, bad, but if you control it, nuclear fusion, good. You know what I mean? Like, I think next to pussy, anger might be one of the greatest motivators of accomplishment in the world if you look at it as this inspired me to then look at something logically and change a situation. You know what I mean? But I do think, like,
I think sadness does before anger, but you have time to live.
Fair enough. I see what you're saying, but like, I could think of a number of instances in my life where anger was the fuel.
Right, but I can think of other things that were invented or done because someone felt like no one's looking at them, no one believes in them. An angry person trying to create doesn't get done because they're getting so upset at it. But someone who feels like they're not being care for, valued it the right way. That way helps a little bit more than the angry person who can't create because they're too upset to fucking think.
Yeah, I think we're saying the same thing. As long as you hone it, you're good. Like
right, as I was saying, like my only thing was when you said the anger fueling it, like with the bomb part's crazy. Bombs stink. Nuclear fusion, if you know how to use it, but it's still scary. But with the Seneca thing there, anger can't be the reason why.
Like I was agreeing with you, like when you explode and there isn't any, rationale or planning, like that's what I was saying the bomb is. There is no control. Right. You're right. But like Killdozer, right?
Dude, I watched that whole thing. There's nothing good out of Killdozer.
Yeah, I think he sent a message.
He also killed himself.
Well,
he could not, and people around him couldn't even get to him because he couldn't clear. We could learn something from other people's anger, but his anger was the demise of him.
Okay. Fair enough. But like George Washington, when he was angry about those tea taxes.
Yeah, but then we find out that there wasn't really bones, wood for teeth. It really was the bones of slaves.
Okay,
no
all right,
yeah. Teeth.
But Spartacus
threw babies in a fucking well, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they survived and the strong ones, but you could have just trained them good.
Baptism by water or whatever.
Baptism doesn't involve that.
Not if you're strong. Not if you should get to continue to be a citizen. But yeah, it was just
your
like
fuck this is Seneca.
yeah, it's a stupid thing. Fuck you, Seneca, you pussy. No, I'm a very much a use the anger to do things, right? Like quiet, controlled planning, but I'm gonna accomplish things to prove people wrong.
Well, would you be angry if you were getting married?
Yes.
And if you not just about the I knew you were gonna do. If you were getting married, and the person you were gonna marry was, very attractive. I don't think we met on that part. But was so attractive, especially in certain parts of her body, that your best man can't shut up about it as you're both standing there waiting for her to come down the aisle, and he's also on a mic lapel where people can hear him. Because that's our POS story.
Okay.
Best man heard lusting for busty bridesmaid on hot mic. It wasn't bride. I'm sorry. Plus bridesmaid on hot mic in viral wedding video. First of all, I hate this. The fucking bun. He's totally busted. Didn't even try. You liked it. Unable to bridle his lust for a bodacious blonde bridesmaid, best man was caught openly ogling. Did I say ogling or ogling? Ogling, right? Ogling the woman's large breasts from the altar at his pal's nuptials. To make matters worse, audio of the guy's lechery was caught on a hot mic and featured in the newlywed couple's wedding video, which has since gone viral on TikTok. Wait, that's stupid. God, that's not trying to sell me ads, you pieces of shit. Where is he? Hold on, sorry. Oh yeah. Or he says, oh yeah. God damn. Stop fucking trying to get me. Zoom in on those, said the unidentified Playboy as the bosomy beauty top. God damn it, this article. Bosomy beauty. Why do we have to do 3Bs?
Because there's no substance to the story.
Just say tits. Bop down the aisle in a flowing frock with a plunging neckline. This person's trying too hard with this article. His cringeworthy comments are featured in a clip and have perked up, Jesus Christ, over 10.8 million views. While another groomsman appears to laugh at the best man's catcalls, the groom scolds him, saying, "Shh, are you fucking dumb, dude? You show a picture of her. Not worthy of screaming. I'm actually, she's very pretty, but like, I would think if you're going to lose your mind, it would be like over the top, like size H's or something. She just looks like a very pretty woman.
Did you share the picture?
What?
Did you share the picture with me?
I did not. I will send you it. But it's not. You're just going to go, I mean, she's pretty, but it's not worth that shit. Not worth screaming like, "Oh my god, look at the tits on this." Which I don't think you should. I think at any wedding, once again, we talk about the anger thing. Resolve helps in a lot of ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're at a wedding, you're not like, look at the tits on that. Like, just chill.
It's like baseball. When you're playing the outfield, what's the first step you always take?
You play outfield?
Yeah.
Well, most people take a step back.
Yeah.
Coaches go, "What are you fucking doing?"
No, you take a step back because it's easier to run forward.
Right. Then the coach goes, "You're a fucking pussy."
No,
Right.
there's a reason why you're coaching Little League, jackass, and you didn't make it out of the minors. Anyway, I was the smart-ass kid on the team. If you're so good, why are you coaching us and I'm watching all their adults play on television? But that's life. Your first step shouldn't be forward. It should be to take a step back and think.
Yes.
Nothing good
You
happens
should always take a step back.
instantaneous
I
reaction.
can even see those titties from here.
Yeah, no, it's not a great look. It's not a good enough pic to put in the thing.
Right.
But
I was saying, just like whatever. It's a very small, dumb pick, but so seemingly ashamed of his inappropriate behavior, the best man asks, "Is that loud?" I can't hear anything. But his plea of innocent ignorance falls on deaf ears. Groom continues to rebuke him, saying, "What, are you fucking asshole?" Before reminding the adult that they're being recorded. I'm fucking mic'd up also. You're an idiot. Folks in the comments echoed the rightfully peeved husband to be sentiments. This is peaked in energy. I think they put high school in parentheses, but I don't know how they would know that meant. I think they mean peaked in high school. Like this guy peaked in high school. Loser energy. Wrote a disapproving comment. Oh, this is all just comments. Just definitely disrespectful of him, someone else said. As soon as that happens, he should have been removed. I'd be so mad if someone like that was involved in my wedding, said a guy. This guy said, "You guys at weddings." Well, first of all, I've seen a lot of drunks at weddings. So it's like people acting dumb no matter what. However, while a host of online folders are busy giving the best man a hard time for being randy remarks, others notice that the seemingly gallant groom may also deserve a little virtual spanking. The hubby was grinning until he realized he's on the mic too. He thought it was funny until he realized he would be hurted later. So but I get that, dude. You got to save face. You're the fucking hubby. You know what I mean?
yeah, also
Everybody just said hubby.
they're on the fucking altar. So even if you disagree with what your boy's doing, are you gonna like turn around and be like, "Shut the fuck up! Don't you objectify my about to be wife"?
But not even that. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. We're fucking mic. Why are you being a fucking asshole? We're on mic. Like, you're on mic. So you're doing it worse.
Yeah, you just made it even worse. Yeah.
According to a wedding professional in the conference, shit, there's a wedding videographer who mics people all the time. I can tell you, we hear a lot. She wrote, "Waka waka." By the way, they put the tags underneath. File under boobs, breasts, brides, bridesmaids, viral videos, weddings, and the date. I like boobs. I hope someone just throw. I'm gonna hit it. What's under boobs? What story comes up under boobs? That one first.
Women's milkshake allegedly brings all the boys to the yard.
I have natural 34 KK breasts. The accidents I cause are so awkward. Another person, I have M cup breasts. Americans treat me like a piece of meat.
Woman says to gal with KK breasts, "I have KKK breasts. You should see the accidents I cause."
By the way, I like this one. My boobs won't stop growing because I have a rare condition.
It's called cancer.
I have boobs cancer. My boobs became huge after I drank my dad's beer while naked. Okay, we're going to that story.
Well, who's your piece of shit?
Yeah, I'm there next though. What the fuck's happening? So, in that one, who's the piece of shit in this story? Now, I know I said bride before, but it wasn't. It was obviously a bridesmaid walking down, but still. So, is it the groom for scolding and yelling and get upset, not just letting it go? You know, your best bet is to ignore. If you hear someone being dumb, let them keep being dumb and then talk to them later on. You know, it's your big day. Focus. I get it. You're upset. I was married at one point. At the wedding, there's a lot of high tension. Once the wedding reception happens, you're all loosey goose. But everyone's so worried about being perfect. You spent so much money, family, friends, all this stuff is there. I get it. It's high intensity thing. You're outside too. It's hot. It's fun. You know what I mean? Like a lot of shit's going down. And yeah, you might forget the mics are on. Let's also remember, unless everybody's stone cold sober, most wedding parties, all the guys and even the girls are drinking out of flask before and have a couple of drinks. They're a little loose, whatever. And if you're one of the guys in the bridal party, like the groomsmen, that's what they're thinking. If they're single, they're like, oh, I'm walking down with this chick. I get to walk down with the chick with big tits. Maybe I get to hook up with her later. It's not smart because it's someone's sister or some shit. But I understand that people act that way. But is it the groomsman for saying all that shit? Is it the bridesmaid? Listen, they're all wearing dresses. No one's talking about the other ones. Maybe she should have been like, hey, let's do turtlenecks on this one. I'm going to we haven't heard about the bride once as we read this story, did we? She probably threw the bride out of the fucking water with the titties.
This wasn't about the bride? Hang on. I thought he was saying it about the bride. Because that's
what I said was it was the bridesmaid.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood then.
Oh, that's why I cleared that at the beginning. I was like, to make it clear, it wasn't the bride. He was yelling, it's the bridesmaid. The guy's concern wasn't so much about her, it was about being on the lapel. So the next thing is it the videographer or the photographer or anyone setting that up? Hey, listen, I can just edit all that out so it's not the wedding. You definitely can pull it out. You heard it was there. You gave them the video afterwards. It's not like you just hand them drive right away. You're obviously adding things, making sure the music's good, the glare's good. You're editing. You're paying a lot of money. They're editing. You could have pulled that shit out. You didn't. Where's the people that uploaded it on fucking TikTok? You got 10 million views. I know you're saying you're pissed, but you're part of the wedding party. You're the groom. It's your video, you and hers. So one of you is fine on putting it up there. You can yell about it now, but it's got 10 million views and comments for a reason. You know what I mean? And it's memorable as shit. And that's kind of crazy. So that's fun there. Who's the piece of shit about it?
So now that it's not the bride, it's not the groomsman, it's the videographer. You cut that out of the tape. If you're the groom and you realize what's going on, I don't understand why he knew it was going to be an issue. Like, he should have just been like, oh, they'll cut that out. I'm an adult. You know what I mean? Just don't say anything to him. But it's the videographer. Cut that shit out. Yes, of course, she's got huge boobs. Everybody's calling dibs.
Now, to me, the one bit of information that's missing here is who the bridesmaid is. Now, they don't say that. The bridesmaid is the groom's sister. Then I understand why the groom is getting all pissed. Dude, that's my sister's tits. Shut the fuck up. It doesn't seem like it was that. I think it would have been angrier. But she could be.
No, that's just your buddy's way of saying nice wedding. Like, look how nice of a wedding your parents put together. I would like to have my wedding be this nice by marrying your sister with the big breasts.
Look how nice this wedding is. Your parents put together those tits.
Yeah, look at the DNA there. That's good. That's good. Those are good.
I wish you had those tits, dude. We would have hung out more. But if it's on her side, like either her sister or her friends or something like that, depending on who else was there at the wedding. See, once again, at a wedding, you're standing up. You're the groom. You're just standing up there. It's all quiet. All eyes are on you until they all walk down. Then people kind of turn and watch, but everyone's kind of watching you standing up there. You're all talking. You're giggling. You're trying to whatever. You're trying to loosen him up, whatever. I kind of get the groomsman trying to be fun, to be like, hey, get your mind. Hey, look at the tits on her. He was probably just trying to be silly to make sure his boy wasn't fucking afraid. Because it's nerve-wracking. You're standing up there. You feel like you're going to cry. You got to be brave for her. All these emotions. Seeing your parents. You're wondering if her dad still fucking hates you, if he accepts you, even though he says he does. All this shit's there. He might hear that. The mother might, a grandmother might hear that. And you're worried about certain people being upset. Because the funny thing is, later on that night, you're going to do awful things to people's daughter on your wedding day. At this moment, you have to act like you're civilized princes and kings or whatever the fuck it is. So it's like, it's a weird thing there. I don't blame the groomsmen, and I don't blame the groom, because I get them both. Shut the fuck up, dude, whatever, like that kind of shit. And the videographer, yeah, like I said, they should have pulled the clip. It's all that stuff. It's whoever, it probably is the bride. Anyone who was like, yeah, we got to be mic'd up. Everyone's got to hear everything. Just let a regular video go. People are drinking their party. It's not a reality show, okay? I know, yes, I haven't involved in weddings in many years. You don't need to be fucking mic'd up. You just have the video. At my wedding, we didn't have everybody mic'd up when the camera came close. People said hi at the table. They said their well wishes to us. When they talked to us for a minute, it was mostly about the wedding. I don't want to hear, we don't need to have closed caption and talking. Get the mic off the kids that are drinking and having fun. You don't need to have mics on. And that's not the videographer. They're only doing that because they give out all these selections, and it costs more probably to get mic'd up. And they're like, yeah, we'll take the mics, we'll take this, we'll take special cameras here, we'll video, the photo booth, the wacky fucking glasses. They're all charging extra for that shit. So whoever fucking ponied the money down and said, yeah, I'm good for that, fuck you.
Thankfully, I won't have all the stresses you had on the altar, Pat.
Why?
My only thought will be how pissed I am that I don't get more mic time.
You could get mic time. You could write your own speech.
Yeah, but like, no matter how much mic time I get, the Reverend's gonna get more.
Not if you become the Reverend. You gotta get a license thing and marry yourself.
I have to get licensed, or I have to use the license I already have.
Well, I don't know your.
Yeah, allow me to reintroduce myself. It's Reverend Bob, but I can't do that because somebody else already has that name. Do you understand the frustration you go through when you become a Reverend and you're actually a Reverend, and then there's somebody else who's like, "I'm just kidding. Bob Levy's the shit."
Right, but I also don't think he goes by Reverend Bob. I mean, people would say that's him, but I don't think he even goes by that. I haven't heard him called that forever.
So way back in the day when I was in high school, I thought I was going to be a priest. And one of the colleges I was at lacrosse camp, they were like, "What do you want to do?" And like, "Why would you go here?" And I was like, "You have a good seminary transition program." Like, and they're like, "Oh, you want to be a priest?" So they called me Father Bob all week. But Father Bob just sounds like somebody who molests kids.
Father Robert would have been better. That sounds like more. I trust Father Robert.
How about Preacher T? Like we had Mr. T.
Sounds like an '80s black rapper.
Yeah, but like we had Mr. T. This is Preacher T.
Preacher T.
Oh, I'm a rebaptized disciple of Christ, motherfucker.
No, see, Preacher T sounds like to me he'd go, "You believe in God and the Holy Ghost. When I have breakfast, I eat some toast." Like he would be that kind of rap.
I pity a fool who doesn't accept Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior.
And I don't like people with bad behavior. Like he would have to rhyme that.
And I don't get on airplanes.
They don't do cocaine. Like he'd always do a fun little rhyme.
I feel like you're doing rapper and I'm still doing Mr. T quotes.
Yes. That's what this thing is. It's Preacher and T. That's what I'm thinking.
The devil ain't a champ, he a chump. You want to be with the real man, you find Jesus.
You rhyme with chump. Trying to rhyme with Jesus is all like.
We hate abortions. That's why we vote for Trump.
If you said Jesus, it's like when I go to France, I have many kinds of cheeses.
We vote for Trump so we can have lots of nephews and nieces.
When I'm like, man, I take out my pieces.
Nope, no, not in Reverend Preacher T's house.
No, Preacher and T. T's the bad guy. Preacher is nice.
Oh, I see what you're doing now. Okay. We were on two different.
Yeah, nice and smooth. They're funky. They all know hip-hop.
Isn't that menthol slogan? Nice and smooth.
Nice and smooth is funky. You know that. They're
Newports. That's what I mean. Isn't that Newport slogan? They're nice and smooth.
That was cool.
Yeah, I actually also knew that. I just didn't want to admit how much white trash I was.
Isn't menthol illegal now in California?
It might be. Everything other than menthol and tobacco flavor is illegal in New York now. But sometimes you go to the bodega and your boy Muhammad goes, "I'm out of your nicotine pouches." And you go, "Really? I don't want to keep doing real tobacco. Do you have any like vapes?" And he goes, "Do you want fruit?" And you go, "Yeah." And then if somebody said that to you, Pat, what kind of flavors do you think they'd pull out from under the counter?
I'm trying to think of smoking. I think there'd be a strawberry.
A strawberry would be, right? Or like a cherry, blue raspberry, the typical.
Right, but also like probably like a sour apple because some blacks like that.
Raspberry cucumber ice, which means it's menthol then on top of that, was one option. The other one was blue raspberry something menthol, and then the third one was like grape acai, and I was like, I'll take the one of two things I know.
Acai. is how that's pronounced.
Oh yeah, I used to eat that all the time, and then it brought fruit flies, so I had to stop doing that.
Don't bother me. That was a fucking song, like for real. Old people stunk. Anyway, let's get to the story we discovered by mistake before we stop this episode. Because this one's, I sent you a picture, Bobby.
Yep, I see it. This is worth talking about.
Yep, I think it is. I think this is a good way to end the show. Is on a fun note. By the way, that other article was by Asia Grace, who I'm never a fan of.
Oh yeah, that's also my piece of shit. That fucking article.
Yeah, I was gonna say it, but it was just so ridiculous. I didn't want to give them attention, but like the alliteration they tried to use, fuck you. Let's just do 3-letter B's. Let's have fun with every kind of breast size thing. All right, just write an article.
I'm having fun with these breast sizes.
Once again, not news. Lady has big tits at wedding. It's not news. There's big tits at all weddings. But
not all weddings. Big tits,
there's always someone. It doesn't have to be people in the party, but there's like someone's got big tits. Even at gay weddings, there's always a lady there who's hanging out, big tits.
I was at a wedding and I was in the wedding party and there was no one with big tits. I was really mad.
No one. How big was the wedding party?
Like 6 each.
6 each? No, I'm talking about the whole wedding. The people in the stands.
Maybe 100. Tits there. Maybe 50 tops.
There was tits.
Nah, dude, it was like the one side of the wedding was all like they thems.
Yeah, that's extra tits. There's theys and thems. That's like 4 tits.
The bad kind where it's like you're doing a crime against the beauty of nature.
They still got tits.
No, they get rid of them. That's my point.
They got them in their pocket.
Do you think if a politician, like, you know how men vote more than women, if a politician ran on the thing, if it's illegal to get rid of your tits, they'd win?
Yeah.
I dream of an America where no woman removes their titties.
Well, according to why Hooters shut down, no one likes tits anymore. That was a story they put out, and everyone's like, that is not the response.
I don't
like tits.
How they made it bad to like tits. Like, you should be attracted to this girl. This is what, if you're a girl, this is what you should be like. That's attractive, right? Like David Beckham. I get what a good-looking guy is. You know what I mean? And so you strive for that. If you fall short... I was going to
say, David Beckham, he likes small tits. Look at Victoria. I like Victoria Beckham. I'm more of a fan of a smaller cup. I'm not a monster cup guy.
I like Victoria Beckham because it takes a real chick for a guy to come to her and be like, hey, you know how I'd find you more attractive if you tried to look like me? And for her to be like, yeah, I'm down.
I don't care what her hair looks like.
Hey, I'm so narcissistic. Can you try to look like me so I could be fucking myself?
That's a beautiful goddamn.
That's where they got the name of that movie from. You know that, right?
Bend it like Beckham?
Yeah. You know what he was bending?
His penis?
As he was trying to?
Yes.
Fuck himself.
Or the great joke by Daniel Tosh. Imagine if Brad Pitt and David Beckham had a baby. His name was Pitcom.
I do remember that, yeah.
He's like, he'd be the hottest. He'd work at Abercrombie and Fitch. He'd never wear a shirt. He's like, a baby with abs? I think I want to fuck that baby.
Is that the Pitcom baby?
Is that the Pitcom? All right. My boobs became huge after I drank my dad's beer while naked. By Samantha Abraham.
Dude, this is the second story you've read that just sounds like a porno.
Yeah, I know. Downing booze gave her really big boobs. I like that. It wasn't a pun. It's just like, here's kind of a rhyme. Not really. Or it was more, I think more so it was just, no, seriously. I know you read the title.
Yeah, let me reiterate.
This is really what it's about.
I just want to say, I do think I'm going to take everything better as you're reading this story with her on screen, like as I'm just staring at her, as opposed to the other story.
Okay, but like, I know there's 2 different photos. I'm trying to, Slovakian model. I mean, yeah, she's beautiful regardless of what boobs are. Veronica Radjic claims her breasts grew huge after a summer spent drinking her dad's beer. Veronica Rajek says her breasts grew huge after spending. I could just read the caption and part of the article is the same thing. Like, who does that? Who writes the caption and also puts it in this one of the paragraphs?
That's somebody whose job is being an illustrator who's really lazy.
Yeah. The 26-year-old model, who is famous for being a Tom Brady superfan, made the racy revelation on a recent episode of the podcast Pillow Talk. Ashley was asked whether her enormous assets were artificial, to which she quickly responded, "They are mine. I didn't have big breasts when I was younger because I was doing track and field for 8 years. But one summer I was sunbathing, like naked, and I drank my father's beer, and I think they grew like this." Oh, so she's not proof. She's just retarded. She doesn't just know how growing upwards.
Hang on a second, Pat. I'm not convinced that this bitch isn't a scientist. Let her go on.
I was young, and I didn't have boobs, and then I drank beer, and now I have boobs. Yeah, also puberty happened.
Also,
for you.
Also, my father molested me, but I don't think that has anything to do with it.
But that's how I paid for the beer.
Yeah, he gave me the beer to forget, but I don't forget.
So her next statement is, by the way, I'm not going to yell it, but I want you to know this ends in an exclamation point. If you want to have big breasts, drink beer. The Slovakian stunner, oh, God damn it. The Slovakian stunner subsequently stated, fuck you. Give me word with this goddamn thing.
Do you think they have a bonus? They're like, yeah, you get ×2 every alliteration.
By the way, for the people who go, well, God sometimes reads older articles. This is a week ago, so fuck off. All right? I didn't hear about it.
I don't care if this was a decade old. This is a great story.
According to the University of Pennsylvania's Abraham Cancer Center, do you know that place?
No. I don't even know the University of Abraham.
University of Pennsylvania's Abraham Cancer Center.
Oh, I do know the University of Pennsylvania. My sister goes
So
there.
if they have a cancer center, it's called Abraham. Oh, Abram's son. I'm sorry.
He had many sons.
Abram's son.
And many sons had father Abraham.
Yeah, but I said Abraham. It's Abram's son. So sorry, wrong cancer.
And they never left.
Another game show we could do on Bobby's World. Sorry, wrong cancer.
And they never cried.
Dave and I talked about that on the way home. We're like, if Bobby just cuts out all the things that we said could be a game show with titles,
it would be a good show.
Of it. High levels of alcohol consumption can increase the amount of estrogen in a woman's body. In turn, heightened levels of the hormone can lead to growth in one's breast tissue.
You see, you put the beer in the woman, and then the estrogen gets her all high, and then she gets sleepy, and then you could suck on her toes.
I was like, is he doing Cosby? Okay, he is. Once I got sleepy. Before I continue reading, Bobby, I scrolled down, and there's a better picture.
Doubt
I'm
it.
going to say, no, Bobby, you were saying, is this like porn? I've seen many of them start with this photo. It's just like, I'm here to tutor you.
Yes.
Yeah. The beer. I quit drinking. I'm back, baby. Can't get back on the fucking arrow. You just can't get off the tits. Get up.
I can get off to those tits.
Boom. However, those hoping to get a big bust like Rajek might want to think twice before reaching for the closest can of beer. High estrogen levels are linked to endogenous ENDOGENOUS.
Okay, that seems right. Yeah, endogenous.
Endogenous estrogen, which increases the risk of breast cancer. So don't drink so much that you get breast cancer, but drink enough that you get big tit.
I know probably most of our fans don't get this reference, but Titty Icarus flew too close to the sun.
Done. And if you don't get it, it's because you only like one person with this voice and not two.
Not the other.
The better one, Kyle K. It's funny. I almost did another Daniel Tosh joke with that. I was because he has the one about Michael Jackson. He's like, you don't want to hit him so hard that he molests kids, but you want to hit him just enough so he makes Thriller.
But I feel like there's something important I've noticed in these pictures. Just remind me when we're at the end of the story. That's so I don't forget.
What are you gonna ruin this for me?
No, it's a good thing.
Oh, Rajek's beer boast isn't the first time she's hit headlines. The gorgeous model previously claimed that her body is too dangerous for the World Wide Web after experiencing hate over naturally perfect looks.
Yeah.
She is freaking smoking
Yeah,
hot.
it
I can
is.
see people. I can see anger happening at people that get mad. Like you're putting a bad thing out for women that can't live up to this.
I wouldn't say an angry thing's happening, but something's happening over here, if you know what I'm saying.
No, but for certain people, but because of your reaction, a girl, if you had a girlfriend who was sitting next to you and she saw you like, oh God, and she'd be like, fuck her, she's this, she's that, fuck that girl. That's not what women look like. She's probably mean. She probably is gay. They would just yell things at her for no reason.
If I have a girlfriend here, Pat, and I'm looking at a picture of this girl, her answer better be, yeah, I'd be down.
I think right now you should change your name to Booby.
What's Lil Wayne quote? My girl got a girlfriend.
I don't have a girlfriend. I just know someone that'd be very mad if they heard me say that. My body is considered a danger on social media, and I am constantly being canceled by trolls for doing absolutely nothing but sharing photos of my body. He told nudepr.com last year. What is that site?
I would like to fight those trolls.
Yeah. Trolls. What are they doing? Why are you? How? Listen, I understand there's people in the world that have nowhere to be, and their lives are bad, so they're always on the internet. They're just trying to find wrong with others. But we'll leave her alone. She's bringing joy. That's joy. That's what joy looks like. She's like Slovakian. She's not even supposed to like. We're not supposed to know who she is. Thank God for the internet that we know that exists. When I was growing up in 1980, I wouldn't have known that was a thing. I'm happy I know that now. That's good stuff, that lady. I'm sure she's smart, too.
Yeah, those usually go to hand in hand.
Yeah,
saying things like, I drank beer and then my tits grew.
Bobby, those do go hand in hand.
I've got something hand in hand.
Boobs. These days, you see a lot of overweight or even obese women online. First of all, I like her more.
You sure fucking do. You sure do.
I'm going to repeat that again because I like this lady. Not me saying it. It's her. These days, you see a lot of overweight or even obese women online talking about body positivity.
You sure do.
But when a beautiful, tall woman wants to be positive in her own skin, people want to attack me and call me privileged.
Fucking jackasses out there trying to tear down what God built.
But I like is she didn't say in the first sentence phrase that they're ugly, but she goes, see a lot of overweight or even obese women online talk about that. That's one thing. But when a beautiful woman she's like, what a beautiful tall woman. So she said they were fat, but she's also saying they're ugly and short. Like an actual troll.
That's like the Biden quote where he was like, you can either be black or rich.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's just pictures for a while on the floor.
Keep sending them.
I'm not doing it. I'm sure she said more good stuff. Like, I'm a Nazi. And I'm like, who cares?
Well, I am actually really glad you brought that up. Because the one thing I've noticed in all of these pictures, let me go back to the first one you sent here.
Oh, the newest one.
Let me check if it's in the newest one as well. I just want to be accurate. I don't want to. Yep, I think so. Let's see. Yep.
Hold on. I'm going to send one more just for accuracy's sake.
Just to make sure. Sorry, guys. If you're listening.
We're doing science.
Yeah, unlike some people. We don't just make outrageous claims.
Yeah. We make outrageous posts about boobs. We're not usually a boob show. So I'm kind of happy that we're boobing. Speaking of boobs, we'll know that later. But Ben Ortiz has been messing me like crazy, and he just goes, hey, February 13th or 14th would be good for me to do a podcast with you. And I'm like, well, I'll talk to Bobby. I don't know if he's got Valentine's Day plans. I don't know if I want to spend it with you either, Bobby.
Yeah.
But he's like, okay.
We'll see what happens. I don't know.
Oh, the one I sent you now, it seems kind of Photoshopped, that one.
This one
here? I
here?
don't know why. I don't think it is, but it does look it, doesn't it?
Looks like her face is airbrushed some.
She doesn't need to be.
Hang on one sec. Let's go to
the trolls are yelling at her.
We'll just leave this one on while we discuss her. Okay.
I got a little more to read. You want to discuss her now?
No, go ahead. I just wanted to leave this one up.
Meanwhile, back in 2021, she claimed that people are afraid of her due to her looks. Rajak admitted to Jam Press at the time that trolls think of an AI robot or a catfish online. And we kind of just said that. When she looks airbrushed, she's probably just fucking perfect. It's got to be hard. You go through life perfect, and everyone's like trying to find holes in you. You know everyone's talking shit about you, which is, or they're talking about fucking you. Like, she just can't be a person. That's got to be crazy.
Okay.
Like, we talked about it before, but she's not even allowed to be funny. You know she's not until they say, like, you guys, sandwiches are crazy, huh? And everyone's like dying, laughing because she's hot. I call myself an alien. People don't even believe I exist. She said, which way? With the confidence is fucking awesome. I don't think I'm perfect, but people are scared of me and don't want to talk to me. I have it worse as people make it harder for me because I'm beautiful. First of all, you think you're perfect. That's fine. The Miss Slovakia 2016 contestant. I mean, she didn't win. Insisted that she never used filters of her photos and added that she's never had any plastic surgery. Oh, God damn it. This article is very long because there's so many photos. So, Bobby.
What's the comedy scene like in Slovakia?
I don't know. I also like this person who wrote this article because they're just like, yeah, there's like 7 sentences here, but God damn it, there's so many photos. God damn it. That's a good one, right?
I didn't get to look yet. Hang on.
All right.
Oh, that is a good one.
Yeah, that's got everything.
Perfect.
Oh, God damn it. My whole phone just got this lady in it now.
All right. I think we're going to leave it on this one.
I don't know, Bobby. I'm about to send you this.
No, I think we're going to leave it on this one. We're good. Let's finish the article. I'm running out of RAM. I just got a warning, like, don't open any more tabs.
All right, but then this last one. That's my favorite one. This new one. God gave me these gifts, and I want people to believe me, she declared. And then filed under fear, boobs, models, nude celebrities, Tom Brady. Who is the piece of shit in this story? Is it her? For saying, hey, I'm on a podcast. They're trying to make me, they were talking about to me about, like, how did you get your tits? So she's fun. She's like, I would drink beer when I was naked. That guy, she knows that's how she got her tits, but she's trying to be fun on top of being hot. I get it. She's on a fun podcast. It was like a scientific episode. It was like, she's trying to have some kind of personality go along with it. And she said in the past, she's known for being a Tom Brady fan because I'm sure that pissed off Giselle. Giselle's like, I remember when I was that. You were never this good. You were hot. That's what he's saying. Like, come on.
You didn't have tits like that.
Drink a beer.
You should have drank some beer, yeah.
Drink a fucking jug of beer, would you? And then she's going to other places saying, hey, trolls, fuck you. You're going to shit on me because I want to be out there. And these fatties, these other people want to fucking beat me up. So is she a piece of shit for speaking her fucking mind and being hot? Is she a piece of shit? Is it the trolls who are attacking her and getting mad at her? Listen, they're upset. They're not that. I get it. Like we talked about anger before, things like that. But at the same time, should they be allowed to say what they want? And should she have to come back and go, shut up, I'm tall and beautiful, and you're squat like? That's not fair. Is it the person who was on the podcast with her who was like, hey, where'd you get your tits? Like that guy. That's a great question. Is it the person that wrote this article who was like, listen, there's not a lot here to cover, and this really isn't news. I talk about it's not news. He drinks beer and gets tits is a clickbait motherfucking headline of all times. That article was not about that. It even said, hey, yeah, it can help with some estrogen things sometimes, but you could also get cancer, so don't do it. And no matter what you do, most of you are going to drink, and your face isn't going to look like that. Your face is going to get that red Putin nose and that fucking gin blossom thing that you get.
Yeah, exactly.
I want that shit. You're not going to look like this at all. Or is it me and you for just finding the word boobs, finding this article and just finding a way to post all these pictures because we know that now we can tag this lady in our fucking post and we know what our clips are going to be about this week.
You go first.
Piece of shit in this story is the trolls. I get being upset and speaking your mind. But if she's what she's, and I'm being serious for 1 second, if she is really being truthful and saying all the attacks are from people saying it's not fair that you're posting these pictures and saying all the negative things that come from it, why is it okay if a big lady can go, because they're in the past they weren't pushed. If we're gonna push equality, if everyone's supposed to be proud of who they are and be able to put their shit out in a world where everybody has access to something, everybody has a social media page or 2 or 3, everybody has videos of things, everyone has a voice now. Not a long time ago, why can't she have one as well? A long time ago, it was just models who got to be out there. Now I know people are like, everyone should have gotten a chance. Yeah, maybe you think everyone should, but that should also include the people that used to do it too. It's like, it'd be like if someone said, hey, it's not fair that 6'6" and taller black men get to play basketball all the time. We should all be in the NBA. Okay, if someone wants to watch that, I'll watch a 5'4" Jew try to cover LeBron. That'd be fun to watch. But at the same time, we don't tell LeBron he can't play now. We don't tell fucking Luka that he can't fucking shoot anymore because some squat Ukrainian wants to play instead. No, you still let the fucking greatest of all time to go. And by the way, I've seen 48 years of my life. This might be the GOAT of women. I don't think I've seen a more beautiful woman in picture after picture after picture. She's stunning. You know what I mean? And so why troll her? Why say anything? If that's your thing, if you're mad at things she says, like irresponsible, like, hey, young girls drink beer, it grows your tits, I understand that. That's irresponsible saying that kind of thing. Or the other things you'll say. But to say that people are trolling her online for her tits, that's crazy. That's why I think the piece of shit is the trolls.
Interesting. I think, and I'm going to need you to hear me out on this one, okay? Because I'm about to say something.
I will sit back.
No, you can feel free to tag, but just I need to make sure. I think the piece of shit is Israel.
Okay. I'm on board there.
You didn't ask any questions. But if you look at all of these pictures, she is wearing a Star of David necklace.
Right.
And one of the things people have caught Israel doing, and like it's been documented, is making fake people online to make people sympathetic to their cause. Right? If this girl is asking you to support a free Israel, it's a lot easier than the guy in full garb. You know what I mean?
I would pay attention to this Jew more than any other Jew.
If you read the article, she says people accuse her of being fake, and that's why they're trolling her. They're going, if she is a real person, they're accusing her of being a fake person, and she's just not addressing it.
I mean, when you look it up, her name then the word Jewish. Oh, by the way, I guess she is Tom Brady's new girlfriend. But the questions right away are, is she Jewish? A lot of people are asking that. I'll get the article here. There's people say the rumor mill started in December when that's more about the dating, why it matters. Brady reunited dating a Zionist smoke show.
See, what was that first word?
Zionist?
Yep, that's what it is.
What does that mean? I don't know.
So Zionism is the movement to make a free Israel. And Zionists, like, it's the idea of going out there and doing things that would get people to support it. And, of course, they wouldn't overtly...
No. People, I would say so. That's not proven that she is. It's this person saying...
She's a Zionist smoke show. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's why, but I mean, like, the people are trolling her for that, not because she's too beautiful.
It might be both. Oh, my God, the pictures of this thing, dude. Jesus Christ. That's not even close. I might put these up because we'll never get them. Yup, that's a Star of David resting on Roger's chest. The growth of which she credits to a summer spent drinking beer and somebody making it's all over the place. This thing. At least 2 different Star of David necklaces, each bigger and more dazzling than the last. Project also has a Star of David emoji in her bio and posted a Hanukkah greeting in Hebrew. So
and does stuff that ends up showing how hot this smoke show is with a Star of David right over the thing everybody's looking at in every picture. If she is real, I think she's probably being paid by the Mossad, right?
Is Jewish model. Oh, these are like articles from a while back when she was married. The history of Jews goes back to Slow. So someone else is writing the pro. Definitely Jewish. Slovakia has Jews. So, no, it's my
All right.
Bobby.
You know, hang on one point though. If she is real and she's authentic and she isn't being paid to be put out there by the Israeli government, if only she had been around in 1940. Because if Hitler had seen her, it's hard to be anti-Semitic. Like, I get it. It's mission accomplished if she is a property of their Mossad, but if she isn't, then goddamn.
He would have been Hitler, more like Hitler.
Jesus Christ.
I've always held myself in the standard of I don't just look at somebody. I notice things. I'm not just mesmerized by shit. You're a better man than me, Bobby. You noticed that early on. I didn't see one necklace ever in any photo. I never saw it. To be fair, I was just as stunned by the looks of her face than I was her tit. Her whole self. She's beautiful all the way through. Like, she's just beautiful. But I did not notice a necklace, which probably means that it also, I don't know, I'm very attracted to Jewish women. So, but hot Jewish women, not like all of them. I'm attracted to everybody's hot ones. To be fair, no matter what your religion is, if you got a girl that's hot, I will find her attractive. That's how open-minded I am. She's Muslim. Yeah, but did you see her? When you pull off her 8 cheeks, that bitch is hot. No, I will always find you attractive no matter. I don't care what your religion is. I will never care. Because I don't care about that kind of thing. I care about the person and if they look like her.
I agree. I have no issue with your religion. As long as you're not a dick to anybody, I don't really care what you do. What I don't like is when people try to manipulate, like, the psyche. You know what I mean? And so if you're doing stuff like that, it's not that she's Jewish or that it's Jewish people doing it. It's that anybody would be doing it. Like,
yes, but if it's okay for, let's say they put, like, years ago when they would put someone that looked like that, I forget what model it was. I think it might have been Heidi Klum. She was like in a Jack in the Box commercial, just laying on a fucking car with eating a sandwich and dropping on her tits. Like, they were paying her money to get people to pay attention to Jack in the Box. Like, how many use it for everything else? Why not use it for a religion? If you're gonna use it, use it. You know what I mean?
yeah, I guess, you know, in an ideal world, nobody would be using it.
I don't know if that world would be ideal because then it is how all these gross people talk.
That is true.
Sounds okay, but like, no, I like that people put out on the hot poster now. Like, I miss, like, okay, like a show like Dukes of Hazzard. It's just a show about racist people fucking driving around pushing moonshine. What does everyone remember? The hot chick in the Daisy Duke shorts. They named the shorts after the girl. He just said, I know it's racist and shit, but look at that. And it's like, that's what we've done forever. We take a thing and we go, yeah, that's bad, but have you seen her ass?
There was a video going around. I was trying to find it if I seemed a little out of it. It was a U.S. soldier who had a TikTok, and it was a sexy girl, and people were saying it was the CIA doing the exact same thing. And I was just trying to point out, like, I have no issue with, I have as much issue with the CIA doing it as I do Mossad. It had nothing to do with her being Jewish. It was just in general.
I have no issue with either one because if you're a moron and you join a religion or a military thing based on a hot chick that you think's going to date you if you go there, then you deserve to get duped. She's hot, but I'm not going to become Jewish now. She's not going to date me. I can't see that too well. Oh, shit, the video that's her talking and stuff.
Yeah,
she got
her.
chips. That guy did.
It's a TikTok. He's going, wake up, wake up, wake up. It's a trap. It's a trap.
But it's not a trap. There's attractive people in the military. It's not like you're gonna. It doesn't say if you join us, you get to bang them.
No, because that would be illegal.
Right.
Right.
He's
So
hot. So what?
they wouldn't say that because that would be illegal. What they would do is get a hot girl. They'd be like, "Hey, you want to be an Instagram model, right? Would you also like to be a soldier who never has to go to war? We're gonna pay you. We control these, major algorithms. We put it to the front for all these 17-year-old guys who think they're gonna be hanging out with you in Afghanistan, not the Taliban."
Okay, you want to join the Navy like David Robinson?
No, I'm saying I'm against all of it. It's not using women. It's anything like.
Right, but I'm saying that was my favorite ever to make sure that he could play in the NBA. They were like, well, how do I get around this? Make sure he specializes in submarines because he's too tall to be in a submarine and he never had to serve anything. And he just played in the NBA after going to the fucking Navy. So it's like some guys like, yeah, I want to go there like him, but he's not as good as a player. And he's like 6'3", and they're like, yeah, well, enjoy 4 years in a submarine. He's like, what the fuck? David Robbins like, yeah, you're not in the dream team, asshole. It's the same thing with all those stuff.
You're
Every time you watch
on the
a commercial, before the last couple of years, where now everyone's got to be a Fatty Magoo or fucking, choose your favorite race. Everything was like, watch a commercial for a restaurant. They wouldn't put a hot chick. They put the girl next door, cute girl working there, or a handsome guy working there, and that was the way of doing it. You put something that looks attractive to get people to be attracted to your thing. You're selling. When you put a picture of food, you go to the restaurant, like, the food doesn't look like that. Of course it doesn't. Some schlep is cooking it in the back who's probably your son or your nephew. You can't make sandwiches like that.
Right.
You put the attractive thing out to make you enticed to go there.
But, okay, you're not on the dream team, but it's kind of similar, son. You get to be on the submarine and dream of being on a different team.
Or dream of being above water.
Yeah. But don't you think it would be a better world if there was a rule? Every commercial had to be recorded by a random person running into the restaurant and taking a picture.
I mean, that's what Instagram is now.
Yeah, but it would be, but with filter. You know what I'm saying, man.
I know what you're saying, but no, I don't want that. I want to be enticed. What happened to that? Now everyone's like, take me as I am. No filter. No, trick me. I'm old. I want to be tricked. I want to think like I can have a real conversation with you. I want to feel like we can really get to know each other. I want to feel like if I go somewhere, it's going to be the greatest thing ever. But when I'm disappointed, that's fine. I've had 48 years of that. I know the routine. I know how to deal with that. Give me at least I don't want to go in. Someone's like, meet someone goes, yeah, I'll settle. Like, I don't want to meet them and say settle. I want to learn by mistake that I settle.
That's fair. I see what you're saying. I think there are two types of people, right? There are the crowd below that watches the tightrope walker, and then there's the tightrope walker that gets halfway across, falls, and dies. And the crowd laughs at the tightrope walker, but I respect him for the attempt.
What about the third guy who makes it across?
We just strive to be the guy. You always want to be the guy trying
to make it across. I know
you're
saying. I would think it was the person who wouldn't try tightrope walk and the person that tried and failed.
It's from a book, actually. I was making reference to.
There's two types of people. One that's watching and then one that fails. It's like basically you said cuckold or guy with whiskey dick.
Yeah, but is it not better to be the guy who tries to fucking fails than let somebody else fuck your wife? Is the argument the book's making in reality. So it's kind of good you picked up on that. Yeah, it's that's Nietzsche.
And I like Nietzsche porn too.
No, Nietzsche. Thus spoke
Japanese Nietzsche. It's fine.
Thus spoke Zarathustra.
I think there's times in my life where I'd be like the one that tried to fuck her, but I'd also be like, I'd rather just sit this one out and watch.
Now, it's important you to explain this using English, because when you use some of the terms Nietzsche originally used, people get angry. But what you're describing, so like the original guy who's happy and relaxed is called the ultimate man. That's like, you're just comfort. You don't have any irritation in life. And then the other one is called the Superman in English, and that's like striving to be the next step in human evolution, Now, when you
I think at 22, I was that.
Yeah.
At 48,
absolutely.
Let someone else evolve.
And that's kind of his point too. And you should sit back and enjoy the success and help people who are also making that attempt to make it further than you, which I think you do. I would say you've in some ways become the Ubermensch. which you're not
By
supposed
the
to
way,
say.
that sounds like I would read that comic book. I would watch that fucking movie, Ubermensch.
Yeah. Now, here's the
Oh,
issue, though, Pat. So Nietzsche kind of went into a catatonic psychotic breakdown,
yeah.
right around 1940. And right when he had finished that book, his sister got it and handed it off to a certain party who then used it and applied it differently and kind of became...
Oh, and that's how they made House Party, that movie with Kid and Play?
That'd be awesome. Unfortunately, that's one of the... It became... The bastardized version became one of the tenements of the Hitler Youth. Yeah. So it turns out, you had to get the original unedited texts.
By the way, I know my other fuck this should have been that they remade House Party.
Yeah, I get that.
With LeBron James, he made it. It's his money, his production company. So it's at his house. And Andrew Santino is the only white person in it.
Wait till y'all hear my proctology joke. On that note,
I've been watching him on so many other things, and I'm mad at myself that I can't just enjoy his comedy because I like him as a guest on shit so much. Same thing with and I was like, I love Paul Verzi. Like, I've met him. He used to do Joker's Wild. Very funny guy. For some reason, I find him so much more funny. Like, he's on Are You Garbage this week, and he's on Ari Shafir's podcast, and he's got around doing the whole circuit too. He's got the special out. But when I watch his stand-up, it just feels like he's trying to be either Burr or Sebastian Maniscalco. And I know he's not. He's his own person, but it just feels like the combination of, like, loud and Italian over the top. And I can't watch the stand-up. Andrew Santino is kind of he's a combination of a lot of other guys where I'm like, I see him be so quick and witty that I think he's better than the jokes he's putting out. That's just me, I think, overthinking this thing because he's obviously beyond talent. He was on Flagrant this week. I mean, like,
yeah,
crazy.
He's good, and he's been blessed by who you're supposed to, and taking advantage of that. Like, he's killed when given the opportunity on other people's pod and bigger pods, but I think it's cool when
he also stayed when everyone else ran away. So I give him credit for staying as the name in LA now.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was gonna say, like, I like when guys, you kind of hear their stand up and you're like, oh, they're kind of further along in podcasting, and then you hear a second album and they've caught up. Like, that now their stand up is where they're like Dan Soder was the perfect example. His voices and stuff that he would do on podcasts, it would be other people kind of giving him the idea and would lead to that. And he had the Russian joke that made it big, but if you listen to his stuff now, it's great stand up alone, and then he adds the voices. It's brilliant. So it's fun to see people turn into that. Stavros is the exact same way. That's a great example. Yeah, his stand-up's caught up to his guest, his appearances.
It used to be like he was just a crazy guy seconding Nick and Cumtown, and both their stand-ups okay. Now it's like Stavros is fucking off on his own and a beast. I mean, great.
Nick's still Nick.
Well, I watch clips of his stand-up every week.
Yeah, me too. That's what I mean. Like, he's a killer.
He is, but he'll always be the podcaster beforehand. So I think we did it.
Oh, did it, boy.
Yeah, and I think I got to go to sleep and get up in like 4.5 hours. But hooray! I'm just gonna keep pushing the album. I know I got other shows coming up. Fuck, February 17th and 18th. Get the City Steam Brewery. Get the Brouhahas downstairs. We've got tickets available for both the Friday and Saturday nights. I believe I haven't told you, so I think we do it. That tickets aren't to me. That's the other groups there. But it's comedycraftbeer.com. If you're in Connecticut or Massachusetts or whatever, you want to get down and watch the shows, you can hear your laughter on an album, and you can hear that a bunch of different places. That'll be fun. It'll be great to see you there. Bobby will be there. We'll be there both nights. It'll be great to come out, hang out with us, join us, and just have some laughs and be part of this thing I'm very proud of.
That's also my plug.
Enjoy the page.
Yeah, enjoy that. But also, more importantly, go get tickets to Pat's album recording. He's proud of it. I'm proud of it.
You're buying a ticket online, and also join the Patreon.
Yeah, why not?
Together, it's less than $25.
Yep, and if you can't beat us, join us. But
what? Did he just do that seamlessly?
But if you can't join them, beat them. And don't be a piece of shit.